Triple Feature.
.blogspot.com.
Thank you for listening to the official YouTube page of Midnight Triple Feature. Please, while you listen, head over to midnighttriplefeature.blogspot.com. You can check out past shows, reviews, or link up to social media where we can keep in touch. Thank you for listening.
That's all you watched?
That's all I watched.
Actually, I did watch something.
What?
I watched La Fear 2.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk
sequel.
La Fear 2, the sequel. So, yeah, we had the opportunity to watch this movie called La Fear 2, the sequel, which is actually a sequel. I wasn't sure at first if there was a first one. There is, called La Fear.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so this actually is a follow-up to a movie from like 2010. This one's not out yet. I see that they have a scheduled release of next year. You know,
I think it's hitting festivals. I think it was
I'm
like
sure
the Canadian
I'm sure
festival,
it is, yeah, but as far as an official release, it's
yeah.
not quite there yet. Alright, so I have this is right off IMDb. After the disaster of La Fear, director Carlos Revalos decides to make a sequel with a bigger budget. What could go wrong? ? Directed by Jason Croot, who also plays Shafarafa in the movie. Alright, so the movie itself it's like Spinal Tap, right? Have you seen this as Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
It's basically that, and they're trying to make a low-budget horror movie. There's a movie called Brutal Massacre that came out a few years ago that's similar. But yeah, they're trying to make a low-budget horror movie and shit just keeps going wrong, basically, and it's being filmed. They never flat out say it's a mockumentary. Like, they don't address the camera.
Yeah, they don't at all.
But it's sort of shot that way.
Yep.
So I was trying to figure out if it was a mockumentary or not.
That's why when you texted me, I was like, it's a documentary / mockumentary.
Yeah, it's like, it's hard to tell if they want you to think it's a mockumentary, if they want you to think it's, like when they have like the inserts where they tell you who they are, they'll be like, Carlos, whatever, the director, and then it'll say like, what's his name? Effie, producer.
Yeah.
So like that makes me feel like it's a documentary style. It's all fiction. It's real, but
it's like the more I watched it, the more I was like, it's kind of like as if somebody was just recording them filming a movie. Like, I don't even know how to explain it.
But they were like,
you know how like sometimes on DVDs you see the extras and it's just a guy following the crew around behind behind the scenes.
At no point did they ever address the camera. You know
Never.
What I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the style was fine. I had no issue with it. Now, try to figure the best way to go at this. Now, what do you think of the acting, the characters? Let's just take it from there.
For the most part, they were all actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The only ones that I didn't really care for, that I thought looked fake or just weren't in place, were the two Jamaican girls.
They were Nigerian, right?
Nigerian.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know, they just didn't fit for me.
Do you think they were legitimately Nigerian?
See, I don't think they were, and I think
they were just trying to do accents.
Yeah, they were just trying to do it the best they could.
Same thing with Effie, was the producer. Was he? You think he was legitimate?
That one's hard to tell, but he was good.
I liked Effie, man. Effie's funny. Kiri Safiris, plays Carlos. He's actually really good. The guy that plays the director.
Oh yeah.
He's actually really good in this movie. Like it's I have to say I was surprised that the performances were all pretty solid, because I didn't know what this was coming in, to be honest. I had never heard of it, and when we were, when it came to us and was like, well, you want to check it out? We'll check it out. I had no clue. All I knew was that it was supposed to be a comedy of some sort, and I was thinking it was going to be like a couple of the movies we're going to review later. Like, I was thinking, like, we're going to get another independent horror comedy, and it's going to be
just low budget.
Right, and it's going to be like, like jokes just kind of thrown at the wall and shit like that.
Because I love the way, like, when he first gets the trailer, and he's like, how the fuck are we going to soundproof this thing like that? And then I'm like, before that, like, like if you listen to the audio, it's great audio. I mean, this thing is put together really well.
It's really well made. I think it is really well made, yeah.
But it's just funny that he mentions that in the movie, that the sound quality is going to be crap, but it sounds really good.
Yeah, I know. And all the characters are actually pretty funny, they're like all, so you have Carlos, who's the director, and again, like, the way he plays it, it's like, he's always got this look on his face of like disbelief all the time. Like, and it's like, you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for him to just be like, what the fuck? Like, and when every time he tries, it just blows him in his face. But then you have, Effie, who's just fucking hilarious. And
Oh,
he's the
funny
Nigerian.
as hell.
Because basically what happens in the movie is Carlos goes to this guy named, what's his name? I have the names here. Oh no. Who's the fucking guy? The guy that gives him the money. You know what I'm talking? Dirk. So he goes to this guy, Dirk, and he's like, I want, $10 million or whatever. And the guy's like, I'll give you
like 500,000
I'll give
pounds?
you $10 million, but you have to put down 500,000 pounds of your own money.
Yeah.
Which he's like, yeah, sure. So you know right away he's at most getting $500,000 for his budget because he's paying for the movie himself.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you really need to go Nollywood. Which instead of Bollywood, like instead of Indian Hollywood, it's Nigerian Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So basically, he's like, oh yeah, Nollywood's really big right now, so you're gonna make a Nollywood movie. And that's where you get Effie and the two girls from. So you get Effie, you have Effie, the special effects girl, and who was the third one? There was a third one.
Yeah.
It wasn't makeup, wasn't stunts.
No, she was the runner.
The runner. What
Yeah.
was her job?
She was just the runner. She was going to go get him coffee and stuff like
okay,
that.
Right,
Because
right.
they actually mentioned that, and she's like, "I'm the best runner ever." She's like, "You flew me all the way from Nigeria to run or whatever."
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So there is some really funny stuff in this movie, right? And you had said like just wait for the alien blow up doll, and I'm like thinking to myself like, great, like it's gonna be some joke with some idiot with a blow up doll. And I'm watching the fucking movie, and they're shooting a scene, right? And it's two people outside of a car, and one of the funny things too is that basically the location they were supposed to have was like a giant film set, but it's just a small parking lot with a fucking trailer. And like, he's like, I don't understand how you spent like $10 million on this when he's like, how are we gonna stop the cars from driving by?
Yeah,
and like
you ain't gonna soundproof the fucking road.
like throughout the movie, there's cars constantly driving by, and like there's one part where Carlos is like, another fucking car. Like he's just standing there, like, another fucking car. But they're outside the car, they're shooting this scene, and all of a sudden this fucking alien comes out on a race car, and it's like one of those big ones you win at like the carnival.
Yeah, it's a carnival. Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
I have to admit.
It's like attached to an RC car.
Yeah,
and it just
controlling
drives.
it with the thing. I don't know, man. Like I just lost it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the stuff we were watching before this was just so not funny that I thought this was funnier because of it, or if it's, I don't know, man, but I found I found the stuff with the caravan to be really funny, like with the location, and I found this to be really funny.
How many times do you think he says the word horror in this?
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
we need more horror.
And
the
more
great
horror.
thing is it's like random shit too, so like, the movie he wants to make can't be that good. Cause he's like, we need gremlins, we need monsters, we need vampires, we need, like, how many fucking types of monsters and creatures are in this movie anyway? But he says it all, like, he say to Effie, like, I need more horror, and Effie be like, yeah, I gotcha, and he has no fucking clue what he's talking about.
She goes out, she's like, I forget what her line was, but she goes into the trailer, and she just puts up like a little tiny skull, like
yeah, it's like Halloween decorations.
Halloween decorations.
It's like I only need 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also the character of Jacques, who's like the cinematographer. And did you notice how like everybody calls him Jacques except for Carlos calls him Jax?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Like
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Any idea why? Like
I have no idea. I don't even think they address it.
They don't ever. And like he'll literally just keep calling him Jax, even though his name is Jacques, and Jacques never says anything.
Does he speak English?
He's French. He only speaks some English. Because the guy that was the script editor, the one that ran off, he didn't speak any English. So, like, remember, because Jacques was trying to translate for the script editor. So you had a guy who was editing the script who couldn't actually speak the language that the script was written in. And I think that was part of the joke, probably, is, how are you ever going to have this guy rewrite a script if he can't even understand what's on the page?
Yeah.
But, remember, he takes off.
They actually addressed it a couple times.
And then Carlos is just like, he puts the PA in charge of script editing.
Yeah.
He's like, you're gonna take care of this now. And, Queenie. Queenie's a weird, like, she's the makeup artist.
Yeah.
She's a really weird character to me. I don't know. That one.
It's almost like she can't be close to anybody because it just immediately makes her horny. Yeah.
Yeah, and she fucks Jacques and then she fucks the actress.
Yeah. And then she almost fucks the other dude. Or no, did they?
No, remember she almost
she kicks him out. Yeah.
The only weird thing about that character is, like, she doesn't really do anything in the movie for the most part. Like, all the other characters are there kind of throughout the whole movie, and they all contribute to the movie being a failure in some way. Or they're on the receiving end of the failure. But Queenie's a weird character because she's never really involved.
No.
In the which I don't know, I found that to be weird, but that was like the only one.
Yeah, like the only time you ever see her is when she's doing makeup on somebody.
Yeah, and trying to fuck them, and that's it. You know what I mean? She's never really doing anything else. The scene where they blow up the alien is really fucking funny too. So like, where they're like, basically Effie's like, cause they want to impress Carlos so much, cause they realize that he's pissed. So he tells her to do like what they did on some other movie or something, and he puts the little blow up alien on like a bunch of fireworks.
Yo, yeah.
And, like they're filming the scene in the trailer, and the little alien comes driving up on the car and looking through the window, and the actress is like, "What the fuck?" And all of a sudden they fucking
fireworks
blow it up.
Yeah.
And the girl's like, "Oh my god, I almost had a heart attack." And Effie keeps thinking that she says she shit herself. So Effie's like, "She shit herself. She's like, I didn't shit myself. He almost had a heart attack."
There's moments like that when the director just has that what the fuck look on his face.
Yeah, it's throughout the whole movie.
And it's
great.
just like, it's almost like he can't express himself when this shit happens.
Yeah, he's in so much disbelief.
Yeah. He's like, how do people fuck up this bad?
Oh man, but the actress ends up leaving, and then they get that Japanese actress.
Yeah, they just change her out. They don't address it or anything.
No, like he's like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, she doesn't even look like the other one. She doesn't even speak English. And they're like, we'll just overdub it. So they're basically gonna put her in. And then there's this scene where they're on the boat. And the boat's really funny too, because he tells Effie that he wants a gremlin.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he gets him the boat called a gremlin. And the pussy, pussy or whatever. And then he's like, Effie's like, it's the pussy. And then they're like, no, it's the pussy or whatever. And he's like, all right, everybody just get into the pussy. Everybody get into pussy. But they're shooting that scene with the Japanese girl, and then the fucking UFO comes down.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's so funny when Carlos brings her in and he sits her down, and he's having like this really calm conversation. And he's like, that scene was going great. You know, the acting was so great. He's like, it was like the best scene I shot in this movie. The lighting was perfect. The location was perfect. He's like, even with everything else failing, I at the very least could have gotten a short film out of this little scene. He's like, and then you come in with, it's like a wading pool on a fishing pool.
Yeah. Just kind of like dangles
and he just
there.
fucking loses it. So funny.
That's a great scene.
It's so good, yeah. And then she comes back in the alien costume. Like, he's just like, he's like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of my set.
He's like trying to rip it off of her and shit.
He just loses it.
Yeah, that's good.
So, I mean, there's more stuff we could talk about, but I don't want to get too much into it. I don't know, like, again, I don't know if it was just like I was coming off of and not to spoil what we're going to say about the movies later, but coming off of a couple movies that are really uneven in their comedy to something that seems more focused, and it's actually, the jokes are actually, they're not like random, you know, like the jokes all kind of hit relatively well.
Yeah.
The acting is good. There's no random, like, they even kind of jab at, like, the independent movies that just have random B-movie cameos, like random actors and shit.
Yeah.
Cause they have that guy, Doctor Strange, in this.
Yeah.
And he comes up when they do his insert, it's like Doctor Strange, B-movie actor. And it would be like, it's that typical thing of when you're shooting an independent horror movie, you have to get somebody who's a famous B-movie actor that you can throw in for a few scenes so that they, you know, bring up the production value.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So like, they even addressed that a little bit.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much more of it. So, but I just want to touch on the vampire.
Oh, the girl.
Oh my god, is that not hilarious?
Yeah, when she's like running around, waving her arms, and she refuses to do stunts.
She like just she trots in like a cat or something.
Yeah, and
she's like, rawr.
The stunt girl's like, she's a stripper. She's a stripper.
Yeah.
And then she's like, they're like, Effie, where did you find her? And he's like, oh, her agent, this and that. And they're like, she's a fucking stripper.
Yeah.
She's a stripper. And he's like, no, she's not. And they're like, go make them more scary. And they come out in Halloween, like the hot plastic Halloween masks.
Actually, Doctor Strange addresses that because he's like, she's only here because she's good looking.
Yeah.
That's all she needs to do. She doesn't need to do stunts.
And if you go back and watch, like, you watch the scene where they're in the restaurant and they come out with the plastic masks on and they're trying to be scary.
Oh, yeah.
You watch the male actor and sitting in the chair and the way he's just like fucking staring at them. He's like, it's just this look of like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking ridiculous and not scary that everybody on the set just wants to kill them. And then, of course, Effie never got the permits and all that, so y'all get kicked out again.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, it's like when you texted me, I was like, I don't know about this. This is gonna be like another independent horror comedy. And I was watching, I was like, I actually am kind of having fun. I actually kind of dug it.
Yeah, I did too. No,
For the
I
most
like
part,
it.
it's not perfect. You know, there's
no, it's a fun movie though.
Yeah, but it's a fun movie. Just the fact that the acting is as good as it is and that the writing is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Personally, I would recommend it. And
I would too.
Did you see that they have like 3 more lined up?
No, I didn't see that.
Fear 3, 4, and 5. If you look at the IMDb, they have like 1 like in pre-production and 2 that are announced or something.
Yeah, no, I would say definitely check it out. And, cause the ending is pretty cool. Like the very end when it's just like, the words on the screen.
Yeah.
It's just fucking hilarious. Like I was laughing when I was reading it. So.
Yeah.
I would say keep an eye out for it because
it
should be out soon. Yeah, I mean it's already hitting the festival, so
it really is worth seeing. It's actually
put it on your
funny.
watch list.
It's pretty funny. I gotta say.
So, and that was
La Fear 2, Le Sequel.
La Sequel. Is it lay or la?
Le Fear.
It's French.
It's French, I believe. Yeah. La Fear 2, Le Sequel. So.
And as always, you can find us on the web at midnighttriplefeature.blogspot.com. On Twitter at MTFeature and on Facebook. And on Facebook. And on Facebook. And on Facebook.